Hey coin collectors, and welcome to the Big D Coin Channel. This is DC on the Big D, and we're going to start with Expert Corner. Only experts need apply. For the 1979 quarter that we have here, I want you to pick out which one is the P mint mark and which one is the D mint mark, and we will help you by magnifying them. So remember, this is a 1979 quarter. This one, hard telling. It could be a D, it could be a P, it could be almost anything. That's just a big blob. This one here, well, again, probably a D, but it's just another blob. How about this side over here? Definitely a D. That's definitely a D. That's definitely a D. That's definitely a D. So other than the first one we looked at, this one right here, and this is starting to look more like a D to me now, and there's a reason for that. And that's because in 1979, there were no P mint marks. The P mint mark didn't come until 1980. Well, in 1980, they came out with the P, and that's the P, and then here's the D for Denver. So even though they came out with a P in 1980, and you can see the 1980 on these coins, even though they came out with the P in 1980, it still didn't look much different than a D, and it was still hard to identify it as a P. So Expert Corner answer is no mint mark on a Philadelphia coin from 1979. So if you find any mint mark on there at all, it has to be a D mint mark. And you're saying, well, no, they made them at San Francisco. Well, they did, but guess what? They only made the proof coins at San Francisco, so no way you're going to misidentify this as a D, even though it's hard to tell what it is. And we'll talk about these because they had two different kinds of S's at San Francisco, the clear S and the filled S, and you can guess which one this is. This is about as filled as you can get. So that's the filled S. So for 1979, you want the Philly, no mint mark. You want the Denver, supposed to be a D mint mark, but you could get anything at all over there, and it wouldn't matter how it looked. It's going to be a Denver coin. In fact, this right here, this right here, this right here are all Denver coins. All right, let's talk about these 1979s. In 1979, they made about 500 million quarters at each of these two mints. At the Philadelphia mint with no mint mark here, Washington facing to the left, you see the 1979 down there underneath. If we flip it over, you see it has the eagle on the back, United States of America, pluribus unum, $quarter, and we know that in 1979 it's going to be a clad coin, the copper center coin with the copper nickel covering, because they didn't make any silver quarters in 1979. About the best price you're going to get on a 1979 quarter is usually going to be around $15 to $20, but they have found one that's a mint state 68 that could go for as much as $10,000 from the Philadelphia mint. So look for them out there. Here's the best Denver D that we've ever seen. And guess what? This is from a mint set. So this is one that came from the U.S. Mint that never was in circulation at all. And this is as good as you get. So when we blow this one up, you see this is a mess also. So the best D you're going to get for 1979 is going to look like this. But if you get one of these just regular 1979 coins, is it going to be any value to it? Well, because they made 500 million at Denver, there's a lot of them out there. Again, it's probably going to be worth $20 to $25 for the best one, except if you get a mint state 68, which is just a perfection for one of these coins. That could be worth as much as $6,500. And we talked about the two different types of the San Francisco mint coin. At San Francisco, they made 3.7 million total coins, total quarters from 1979. And there are two different versions, the clear S and the filled S. They're called Type 1 and Type 2. Type 1 is filled, and you can tell that this is filled. And Type 2 is a clear S, and we'll show you an example of that from the PCGS website. Okay, so this is a Type 1 quarter, the filled S quarter, and let's take a look at that filled S. See how it has that little block right there? that kind of looks almost like it's a piece of typeset that they stuck on there, and it has that square around it. So that's the type 1 filled S. Now for the type 2 clear S, we just go to this one here, and the type 2 clear S is clear, and there's no questioning the difference between those two. That is a clear S, as you can see, and this is a filled or block S, as you can see. Now, the way they started figuring out these filled S's and clear S's was originally on the Susan B. Anthony coins. And so the Susan B. Anthony dollars were very, 1979, the first year they came out, people really looked through them, and they started finding the S's like this in the proof sets. But then some people found the clear S's in the proof sets, like we saw on PCGS. And that's where the money lies with these. What about the quarters? Well, for a proof 65 with a filled S, it's worth about $7. Proof 70 with a filled S, $30. A proof 65 with a clear S is only worth about $5, or evaluated about $5, because they're all in really good condition about proof 65. But if you can get to a proof 70 with a clear S, you're talking $60. So not huge bucks. So if we're going to look for the huge bucks coins, let's go look for the Denver, which could be worth up to $6,500. And let's look for the Philadelphia, which could be worth as much as $10,000 if you get it in the right shape. And remember that there's also out there some double die obverses, some double die reverses, and some repunched mint marks. So look for those also. Thanks for watching the Big D Coin channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to the channel and leave any comments you have in the comment section.